ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So here we see how Mother Devahuti, actually she was very fortunate. Right from the beginning, her upbringing was from a great king, great personality, a great devotee, 𝗏𝗏. Later on, she is married to a great personality, 𝗥𝗘𝗵𝗵 Muni. Later on we will find she is benedicted with a son, and she will be instructed in self-realization by Lord Kapila. So this is the fortune of Mother Devahuti, a great father, great devotee of the Lord. Kashyapa Muni, the great husband, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead as son, who will directly instruct her about self-realization. So here we find that after 𝗥𝗘𝗵𝗵 Muni was very satisfied with Devahuti, and Devahuti expressed her desire that as a woman she wants to have a child, and this is what 𝗥𝗘𝗵𝗵 Muni had promised to the father, that before departing to the forest, before giving up his household life, he will definitely have children. Then Devahuti expressed that being in very austere condition of life in which I have served, my body has become very skinny, and it may not be very appropriate because this body will hardly attract you. It will not arouse any passion in you. So whatever you feel that how this body can be made fit, please do that. And also, to have a progeny, to have children, we need a house. So whatever suitable house is required, so kindly do the needful. So in order to satisfy Devahuti, now we see 𝗥𝗘𝗵𝗵 Muni, because he was a great yogi. So he immediately, out of his mystic power, immediately made one huge mansion which was like an airplane. It was like a whole floating city kind of a thing. Floating palace, you can call it. So, and it could go at its own will anywhere. So we will find that Devahuti will be able to travel to different places at the will of 𝗥𝗘𝗵𝗵 Muni. So Prabhupada is explaining about the significance of this word yogam asthitaha. The sage 𝗥𝗘𝗵 was completely perfect in yoga. As a result of real yoga practice, there are 8 kinds of perfection. So we see here different perfections. The yogi can become smaller than the smallest. He can become bigger. Just like we see in the example of many such great yogis like either Durvasa Muni we find, or we find in the example of 𝗤𝗏 Muni, he could become young at his will, isn't it? So many such perfection, there are 8 such perfections which one can achieve. So Kardama Muni exhibited this perfection, that at his will they can create even a planet. So this was not something very wonderful. If a yogi can create even a planet, what to talk about creating a mansion which can fly at its own will. So now it is very important to understand that what are these mystic powers? Does a devotee also require these mystic powers? Are these mystic powers the real perfection of yoga? Are these mystic powers the real goal of yoga? Does this mystic power influence a devotee if a devotee possesses these mystic powers? Is there a chance that he can become diverted? So Prabhupada explains all these things very nicely. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna describes the whole chapter, Sankhya Yoga, which is also called as Dhyana Yoga. The 6th chapter. Krishna begins by saying, this yoga practice, it has a lot of conditions. One has to go to a secluded place. One has to select a sacred place. One has to practice complete brahmacharya. Then one has to practice the 8 different angas of this yoga, which is called Ashtanga. Yama, Niyama, so a lot of rules and regulations are there. Pratyahara, then asanas, and then finally gradually he has to practice the control of his mind. The mind should not Radhe 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 Govinda